Hi guys, hi, how's it going? How you doing today? Hopefully today finds you well. Today we are doing my October haul in retrospect, in which I come to you and I talk to you about the things that I hauled in last October and how I feel about them today. For those of you who are new here, hi, my name is Donna. I am so happy to have you here today. I hope that you will find that you love it here as well and that you'll subscribe before you go. I am a lover of all things high-end, colorful beauty and self-care. I dabble in a lot of product knowledge, really like to do reviews and get all that knowledge out there to you as well. I work in the beauty industry and I get a lot of education around the beauty products that I'm using. So I like to give that to you guys as well. I also just kind of like to chat about makeup, and you people are my people to chat about makeup with, and I hope that you enjoy that. I hope that I can also be your person, and again, I hope that you'll want to subscribe before you go. So with that being said, introductions out of the way, let us dig in to this haul in retrospect because I have a lot to share with you. So October was a month that I didn't spend nearly as much as I spend in a lot of other months. Last year also I was kind of on this beauty budget. I was really trying to keep my spending down to a very minimum for me anyways. And you know, that's neither here nor there. A person's minimum looks very different from the next person's minimum. So my beauty budget was $150 a month. I didn't want to spend any more than $1,800 in a year on beauty products. I think I did go over last year, but not by a whole lot, honestly. And I think a lot of that came in the latter part of the year when when I spent for my birthday and when I spent also for the sales that happened throughout the holiday season. So like I was doing really good up until that point. October is one of the months that I actually did really good in, and I don't have a whole lot to share with you. There were some pieces that I brought into my collection in October that didn't count towards my beauty budget. I had 2 Tree Hut scrubs, one in Bohemian Escape and one in Cotton Candy, and I love Tree Hut scrubs. I think that they are amazing for body exfoliation in the shower. I use them every single time I shower, specifically on my legs. I have really super dry skin, and I find that if I shave without using first one of those Tree Hut body scrubs, it actually causes a lot of irritation to my skin on my legs. So I use one of those Tree Hut scrubs every single time I shave. I also use them on my arms, my elbows, my knees, the places on my body that I feel need a little bit more exfoliation than others, like the trunk of my body doesn't necessarily need the exfoliation that the limbs of my body need because they are exposed to the elements more than the trunk of my body because I cover that shit up. But with that said, I use them all the time for exfoliation. The Bohemian Escape one is one that I use all the time. I have repurchased it several times, and I would repurchase it again. The Cotton Candy one was a limited edition one, and it smelled just like cotton candy. And I said in that video, and I stand by it today, cotton candy is my favorite sugar product. I love cotton candy. I'm not a candy person at all. Like, I can't stand chocolate. I don't like sit with, candy bags around me over Halloween and go, can I have some of that candy? That's not me. I'm just not a sweets person, but I could lose myself in cotton candy. So this cotton candy body scrub was something that I was so excited to have and still would be excited to have, but it smelled so good, and it lingered just enough that I could smell it throughout the day, which is also something that I love about those body scrubs. They're not offensive, but you can get, a certain aroma of yourself at different parts of the day, like depending on what you're doing, and you smell that body scrub again, and they're just amazing. They're really great scrubs, really perfect price point. I think they're like $9 a piece, but Ulta Beauty has them on sale a lot for buy one get one or buy one get one half off. So I usually splurge during those time frames and get a few. I was just in my bathroom looking to see which one I currently had in use, which is the watermelon one, which was also a limited edition, but I think it's still for sale, but I don't have any more. I was in there looking, I'm in here looking, I'm like, man, I don't have any more body scrubs. Like, who am I? So I know I need to pick up some more. So with that said, Bohemian Escape will probably be something that I haul in the very near future. I also bought this headband. I do believe I got this at Ulta Beauty as well. It is just a headband. What I love about this headband is it is a super wide headband. So when I put it on to my hair to hold back my hair when I am doing like my skincare routine and my face wash routine in the nighttime or in the morning time, like it holds all of my hair back. It covers a good portion of the top of my hairline, so I can get so much of my hair covered that I don't have to worry about any portion of my hair getting wet or getting soap in it or getting cleanser in it or anything like that. My hair is kind of a hot mess right now. I'm not super worried about it today. When you color your hair, the more soap or water or chemical you get into your hair, the more likely it is to kind of strip it of that color. So I don't want my hairline to be gray before the rest of my hair is gray. I know that my roots are super gray right now, but I don't want that to happen. So I try and use this every single time I am washing my face or putting on any kind of my serums or my lotions or whatnot. And it works really good to make sure that none of my hair is caught up in the mess, which I love. I love this headband. I also purchased a Z palette, and this Z palette I purchased specifically with the idea that it would get some Cliona shadows in them. I didn't even order Cliona shadows until earlier this year, but I was going to order some Cliona shadows last year. So I did purchase the Z palette with the intention of putting some Cliona shadows in it. That is what is in it currently. I do love Z palettes. I know that there was a little bit of controversy around the brand for quite some time, but I mean, it's a Z palette. It's just a magnetic palette. I do have several other magnetic palettes in my collection. I do find that the Z palettes typically last a little bit longer than the off-brand magnetic palettes in my collection. But this one is just, I mean, it's just, I love the ones with the window on them so that you can see what's going on in your collection. I also bought some things from Juvia's Place. I have several things from Juvia's Place. I have to imagine that there must have been like a Juvia's Place sale at work. I do have a ton of Juvia's Place in my collection because I'm not really kind of a drugstore price point B, but I do love me some Juvia's Place. They are really pigmented, really blendable, great overall shadows, and the rest of their makeup has also proven to be quite nice, to be honest. So I did purchase the Nomad palette. So I do believe that the Nomad palette was the first kind of like grungy, like cool tone eyeshadow palette that I had in my collection. Yes, I know that there's a whole section of this palette that's very warm tone, but there's also a whole section of this palette that's very cool in nature, and I really kind of fell in love with the eye looks that I produced out of this palette. I do have a palette roulette palette review on this palette that I will go ahead and link up in the cards for you. So I'm really happy to say I do love this palette. This is the perfect fall time palette, and I think, as a matter of fact, I think my review on it was last year, roughly this time. Kind of reminds me of the palette that's in my palette roulette palette review this week, the Milk Cosmetics 420 palette. But I like Juvia's Place. So this will continue to stay in my collection. I love it. I have gotten some use out of it. In addition to that palette by Juvia's Place, I did purchase this Luxe liner in So Rare. I purchased this lipstick in Muted, and I purchased this lip gloss in Barely There. You know, I think I did good and bad with these choices. I love, love, love the lip liner. It's a really nice like brown, and it looks beautiful with the gloss over the top. So I also really, really, really love this gloss, which is just a, like it says, Barely There, kind of like flesh tone pink color. This lipstick, I kind of hate. I wish at the point in time that I purchased this, you know, we were still in this place where we couldn't touch, we couldn't feel, we couldn't see anything. And I don't know, the color looked a lot different on the pictures on the website than it does on me. And I get that sometimes that is how it goes. Now, when I mix the three together, it's actually a pretty beautiful lip look. And back when I purchased all these, I was very much into that like muted brown tone lip. But this one never looked great on me. I think it's just too pale of a brown for me. But also, my teeth look really yellow with brown lipstick. So I've kind of steered away from wearing brown lipstick as much as I have in the past. This does look good together in combination with each other with the lip gloss on top. And the lipsticks are so beautifully made. Like their formula is so nice, so creamy, so hydrating, goes on your lips, isn't uncomfortable, doesn't like dry 100% down, but also doesn't transfer a whole lot. The lip liner is a wonderful lip liner, but I just don't wear the lipstick very often. I did a lipstick declutter and it is going to stick around because I do think that it is a beautiful lipstick and it goes well with like that lip liner and that lip gloss together, but I would never wear it on its own. I got the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil and Milk. This was a replacement product for KVD Beauty white eye crayon that I had that I used an awful lot underneath my makeup looks to make my makeup looks pop because I do a lot of very colorful eye looks. I think I have used this maybe 3 times since purchasing it and then just kind of got out of the habit of using white as my base anymore. I want to know really what the shadows look like on my face without there being like a white underneath it. The only time I use this pencil anymore is when I'm trying to do like Instagram worthy, super poppable colors on my lids. When I do palette roulettes with really poppy, like almost rainbow bright kind of color stories in a palette, I will use this pencil in those eye looks. So it does get some use in my collection. I probably won't repurchase one though when I run out of this one. I've just got so many eye pencils in my collection and I never think to use an eye pencil. So I did purchase a bunch of stuff from TJ Maxx in October too, and I think that's really kind of what kept my beauty budget at bay because a lot of the things that I purchased at TJ Maxx are very spendy products, but I got them for super cheap. I think I ended up spending like $30 on, well, maybe $40 on everything when I know one of the products alone on its own is like a $50 product. Pause. I'm going to take a drink of my coffee. That being said, I did purchase the Marc Jacobs Electric palette. This is one of his iconic palettes. It's got the 7 shades in it, but look at how beautiful this packaging is. I mean, isn't that gorgeous? It is so, so pretty. And these are the shadows. Beautiful shadows, right up my alley. Really beautiful pinks and browns and kind of like this. I love the blacks in his palettes. They are so black. This is a beautiful color story for like this time of year, maybe even some like holiday makeup. These 3 right here are shimmers and the rest are mattes. They're just beautiful, and Marc Jacobs eyeshadows are amazing. And I do think that I have enough that I could do a full face of Marc Jacobs. Let me know if you guys want to see one of those. I haven't even used this palette. So I just have so many palettes in my collection that it's hard for me to remember to pull these things out. But I haven't used this palette. I did pick that guy up, I think, for $10. And that is a $49 eyeshadow palette. I also picked up a couple of ABH bronzers. Now I have an ABH bronzer in my collection, and because I liked it so much, I saw these and I was like, oh, let me pick up a couple more. One is more of like a deeper tone and one is more of like a lighter tone, so maybe I can get like a summer and a winter bronzer out of it. The true tea is the other bronzer suits me just fine, and I haven't even used these. So now I have 3 ABH bronzers in my collection, and these are huge, you guys. They are 10 grams of product, so it's not like these are teeny tiny bronzers, right? This one is in cappuccino and this one is in tawny, and I do think that both of them would suit me in any time of year, honestly, but I think that this one is more of a summer tone and this one is more of like a winter tone. I have swatched them. They are beautiful. I will use them, I'm sure, eventually at some point. I don't know. For some reason, I'm just not as into bronzers as I am into everything else. Now, when I look at my collection, I'm like, I could bring in some new bronzers. It's not gonna hurt my collection to bring in some new bronzers. But also when I look at my collection and pull out items to use, I'm like, ugh, bronzer. So God knows when I'll get some usage out of that. All right. I also got this ABH loose powder. So, have you been around for a while? Have you? Pause this and tell me what you know about me down in the comment section. This was the most ridiculous thing for me to ever purchase. I never use powder. Never. This is still a brand new powder. Like, it's still sealed. I never use powder. Why did I pick this up? I'll tell you why I picked this up. Because it's still for sale at Ulta Beauty for like 40 bucks. So why was it at TJ Maxx for like 10? It's an ABH powder. It was brand new on the market. Everybody was raving about it. I wanted to give it a try. I don't use powder. I am the driest person I know. My skin is so dry and flaky, and powder just exacerbates that dryness on my skin. Why I picked up a brand new powder, I mean, there's no reason for it. This was the mentality. Get it. You might want it someday. You don't want to pay 40 bucks for it. Get it for 10. This is the loose setting powder in translucent. There's no reason why I should have ever picked this up, but I did. And so now it's in my collection, fully not used. I also picked up this KVD Beauty. It is labeled Kat Von D. So this is from the brand when she owned the brand. This is the Crush on Blush Duo. So it's a highlighter and a blush duo in here. And this is what this looks like. And I, again, have not even used this. I have so many blushes in my collection. It's so pretty though. I have swatched this. This is so gorgeous. I did end up buying like one of her single blushes. I also don't think that I have used that, if I'm honest. I need to get more rotation out of my collection. I think next year, because I did it this year just on a whim. It's a Shop My Stash. It's the bane of my existence, but I do enjoy getting the usage out of my products that I'm getting from the Shop My Stash series. So I think next year, even though I hate it, I may do Shop My Stash every single month instead of every other month, and do my palette, do my project pan updates also every month, because I go through a whole lot in my project pan. I don't know if you guys know this, but I've emptied like 30 products this year. So, and last year I think I emptied 21. Long story short, I will get usage out of this soon because I am going to pop it into one of my Shop My Stashes, and I think next year I'll be rotating through my product a lot more than I did this year, but it makes me very sad that I haven't even tried this yet. Last on the list is yet another product that I have not even tried, and I'm gonna put a picture in here real quick of my highlighter collection. And I want you down in the comments to tell me whether you think I need another highlighter in my life or not, because that collection is just highlighters. Just highlighters, nothing else. And that doesn't include the palettes that I have that are just highlighters. You guys, I did not need another highlighter in my life. Tell me why I bought the Becca Prismatic Amethyst palette or highlighter. It's such a gorgeous, beautiful lilac highlighter. It is so pretty. You can see I haven't even swatched it. Can you guys see that? I haven't even swatched it. Like, what is wrong with me? What is wrong with me that I purchase these things, not even touch them, not even use them? This is wasteful. I am being so wasteful. And this is another reason why I want to do something different with my Shop My Stash next year so that I can get more usage out of my products. So with that said, we have these products that were not used at all. So we have 6 products. 6 products out of 15 that were not used. That doesn't seem so bad, right? That doesn't seem so bad. I do have 6 products that were used, right? And this will stay in my collection forever. Seven products that were used. And then I have 2 that are completely used up, which were the Tree Hut scrubs. So, I mean, I guess it's not as bad as I thought it was, but I still think that there is a problem. I have a problem. That is the first step. That is the first step. I'm so proud of myself. Yep. With that being said, you guys, that is all I have for you today. I do hope that you enjoyed the video, and I hope that you enjoyed it enough that you'll give it a thumbs up. Do you have products that you brought into your collection last year in October that you remember? Are you writing these things down like I am? That you haven't used yet? I would be interested to know. Do you have products that you've used up that you brought into your collection last October? I would be interested to know that too. And with that said, you guys, have an awesome Halloween. I'm so excited about it. Like, I don't know why, but Halloween is one of my favorite holidays of the year. So I'm very much sweater weather today, very much green eye look. I did a get ready with me on this eye look. It should be coming very soon. So keep a lookout for it if you enjoy this green eye look. And with that said, I just hope that 2021 is treating you all kindly. I hope that you and yours are well and safe and healthy. I hope that you're loving each other, but loving each other from afar. And I hope that you'll subscribe before you leave today. And until next time, guys. Bye.